This is a Headgum podcast.
You guys, a good festival is hard to come by. But let me tell you one that I enjoyed playing so very much. It was Hinterland Festival.
And it wasn't in Finland or something or Germany or something you'd think like that. It's right here in the United States of America.
Yeah, we played Hinterland, in 2022? 2022. And we had such a wonderful time. We were opening up for our Lord and Savior, Phoebe Bridges.
Yeah.
Bridges?
Phoebe Bridges.
Phoebe Bridges.
Yeah, that was such a nice day. This festival is one of those vibes where it's like a lot of people out on
Blankets.
it's like in a beautiful, like scenic valley. And it's a lot of people on blankets, and it's just a very like lovey energy.
Yeah. Go on the websites that Hinterland is all about, and you can go to Hinterland August 2nd through August 4th. More acts that are playing this year are Lizzie McAlpine, Absolutely Go, Mountjoy, Orville Peck, Hippocampus. My gosh, everybody.
Ethel
the
Cain.
Japanese House.
Chaperone.
Yeah,
Chaperone.
a bunch of people.
Madison Cunningham. There's a blonde show. A lot of people put Palehound. Shout out to the homies that are online.
Yeah, that's going to be a good festival. Yeah, we recommend.
Just 30 minutes south of Des Moines.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. So tickets and camping passes are on sale now at hinterlandiowa.com. So you can get a 3-day pass. Oh, those are already sold out. Shit, sorry.
Wow.
Or I guess you could buy 3 one-day passes, and I'm sorry that you would have to do that.
Yeah.
But the festival is so worth it. So go to hinterlandiowa.com, and I hope you have a wonderful summer.
Bring big water jugs.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Do you ever find that being just normal isn't really cutting it, and you need a micro bit of difference to make your life a little bit better?
Microdose gummies deliver perfect entry-level doses of THC, so nothing that's going to make you feel too in the dome. Katie has spoken in other ads about go-go juice. This is social go-go juice. If you feel like other people talking to them makes you anxious, you have to go out and do big events, but you don't want to show up and be completely mad, Microdose gummies will deliver you a soothing social balm to lubricate your social interactions in a way that facilitates conversation, makes you maybe feel a little less anxious, a little less nervous. They can also help you if you just have issues going to sleep. If you have insomnia, you can take a microdose gummy before you go to bed. Drift off into a lovely night's sleep. Get 30% off your first order plus free shipping today at microdose.com. Promo code Gayotic. It's available nationwide, folks.
Whoa.
We're talking the whole nation's all 57 states. That's microdose.com. Promo code Gayotic for 30% off and free shipping.
Are we recording? I'm Josette, you guys.
I'm Katie.
I'm Naomi.
And we are Mona. We are here to announce our triumphant return with season 3 of Gayotic.
And all that starts on March 27th. You
Yes.
heard me. March 27th, 27th.
And the TH is small.
And as you can see, because we're talking to you, we're going to have video because you little sluts were asking for it and you were wanting it so bad and you were on your knees begging. That's what we're promising. That's what we're going to deliver.
Oh my gosh, and guess what else? Tell me about it, Naomi.
We also have merch live on our web store, whereismuna.com. That's whereismuna.com. Com. The com is regular sized.
And who designed it?
Me. And it's actually pretty cool. It's just a t-shirt, but hey, a t-shirt is not just a t-shirt. Okay. We also have a few other updates that pertain to certain dates and months this year. Would
I would
you
love
like to speak to
on
those?
this. So let's just paint a picture. You got our merch, you're wearing the merch, and you want to show us how good it looks on the bod. So
In a normal way,
in
as
a
friends,
completely
by the way.
normal and friendly way. And we're here to tell you that you'll have an opportunity to do that on May 23rd, May 30th, and June 6th when we are doing Gayotic Live at the Largo in Los
The
Angeles.
historic Largo in Los Angeles.
And you can get your tickets now at largo-la.com. com. Once again, that's com.
and we're gonna have merch at those too. Special merch that doesn't exist online. So
Oh my
go ahead
God.
and
Don't even tell them that.
Snap. Well, this is why they need to go and get tickets.
Subscribe to Gayotic on Spotify. I love Spotify. Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. Fuck. Keep that in. Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, my new favorite podcast app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And guess what? Be on the lookout every Wednesday on our YouTube channel. That is YouTube, as in you stream it, we're tube it.
And if you don't like the fact that we talk over each other, feel free to not leave a comment about that because we're never, ever, ever going to stop.
Everybody, go get a key because we're about to unlock this Lucy Dacus video to celebrate season 3 of Gayotic. Enjoy it.
Enjoy the Lucy episode.
Enjoy it as much as you'll enjoy us sharing a kiss on Valentine's Day. Subscribe.
I can't believe it. I can't believe we got her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our beautiful, pretty friends.
Gorgeous, gorgeous,
This
gorgeous.
also always, I feel like whenever we're introducing people on the podcast, I always can only just compliment their physical attractiveness.
Which is what
even though-
people want to hear.
Yes, on the podcast.
People who
Well,
listen to the radio.
I
really
really-
wanna
I
hear
really
what
wanna
we
need to
sound
know.
like.
Famously beautiful girl.
I mean, who
Girl?
wants to listen
Question
to
mark?
anyone
Yeah.
who's not attractive?
Girl, question mark.
Girl, question mark. I like that assertion. I
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Girl, question mark, exclamation point.
Oh God, Lucy, now I'm panicking in my head because and this happens to me a lot with you. I go, I'm pretty sure I know how to pronounce Lucy's last name.
Let's
I go, I'm
hear
pretty
it.
sure.
Let's hear it.
Oh my God.
Because I have a pronunciation icebreaker after that.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Is it Dacus?
Yeah, it's Dacus.
Oh, thank
yeah,
God.
like daytime kiss kiss.
Daytime
Wow.
Lucy, daytime kiss kiss. Lucy,
tell
it
people
actually
that?
is a little
Like
bit
when-
joy-kai.
It helps, right?
That's also cool.
Day kiss.
Wow. Daytime
That's-
kiss, baby.
And that's what we're going to be
One of
doing
the best
today.
times.
Yeah,
to
we're going to be
kiss
kissing
is
all
the day.
daytime. All the time?
This is already unhinged.
Gayotic with Lucy, kissing all the time. Now, thank you for coming on the pod. I texted you this morning.
Nearly hours ago.
Oh my God.
And you are just such a homie.
Mm.
You said, hell yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
You drove from the west side. Did you drive here?
I was driven.
Well, another
Wow,
thing
my
that is
little
wonderful.
princess.
Yeah. To be driven around. So wait, can I these are my
Wow,
questions for
that'd be
you.
huge
How
for
old
you.
are you?
I'm 27.
What's your sign?
Taurus.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
There's a
Naomi and
lot of
I
Taurus
both have
energy in the room.
Taurus risings. We're both Taurus,
Taurus risings?
Yeah.
Oh.
What's your
Yeah.
big three?
Okay. Taurus sun, Sagittarius rising,
Ooh.
Gemini moon.
Wow.
I'm a Gemini
Wow.
moon too. That's fucked up
Wow,
shit.
you
It
guys
is
got a lot
fucked
of
up.
you got a lot
And
of
particularly fucked up in conjunction with the Taurus sun. Like, those don't mix.
I'm Taurus rising
Are you-
and
you're
Gemini
Capricorn?
moon. I'm a Capricorn. It's all
Earth,
fucked
Earth,
up.
sun, air, moon.
Awful.
We will never know peace.
God, that's what
Wow.
everyone says. I'm sorry.
I'm never
And I tell
gonna
them,
know
I'm like,
peace.
shit, what does that mean?
I
But I
also
guess-
I have a Aries Venus, which is really fun,
Yeah, I
and
don't know.
Leo
Mine's-
Mars and
oh.
Gemini Mercury. Those I really relate to.
my Venus I know is in Pisces. I'm
Oh.
very water.
Yeah.
I'm water and earth.
Water,
essentially,
Are you big into
all.
like holding somebody's face and being like, "I'll love you forever"?
Maybe. I don't know about forever. I'll
Okay.
try. I'll do
I'm
my
nodding.
darndest.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
nodding.
try.
Yeah.
Whatever, yeah, I think you are I love you forever, but you say it in a slightly different way.
I mean,
Mm.
I don't know.
You say, what do you want to have for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
baby?"
Yeah, I say actually no. There are no decisions.
it's a di- it's a
I've already
You're
decided.
deciding what
I've already decided.
what
but
you guys
I'm-
are having for
I'm
dinner.
cooking
The
in dinner.
dictatorship of love.
I do actually.
Okay, so
I do
you're-
run a dictatorship.
So
of love.
you two are this is a big deal.
Yeah, we share a
You
lot
two
of-
are starting your Saturn return. Naomi and I
Yeah.
are ending ours.
Iconic.
Wow, how does it? Do you feel a whirring down? Like
I
a-
feel more in turmoil than ever.
Really?
before.
Do you
Yeah.
Are
really?
you serious?
Yeah,
I
totally.
feel like every single time we check in with each other, it's like you're
Sometimes
like
you should
I'm
I'm
like
so
I'm the worst I've ever
depressed.
been.
I'm flying off the handle, and it's like I
No.
never have any idea.
No, I don't feel bad. I think I don't know. Maybe I'm having a delayed
What is up?
Saturn
What is
return
going
and
on?
Something's
Gee,
happening.
I think you're figuring
I'm
yourself
becoming
out.
an adult, and
Yeah.
I'm really fucked up, you guys.
Yeah.
It's
So,
okay.
Mhm.
I love you.
love you too. Yeah, and it's hard when you've been emotionally repressed for a quarter of a century.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Things are
Maybe
delayed.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
things are
maybe
delayed.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Maybe
'Cause
that's
it's like
it.
you have a feeling and then you're like, never mind that.
Yeah.
Because I will be continuing to vibe. And
Push
then
it
you
on
vibe
down.
Sometimes you can't
with
Yeah.
vibe
it,
anymore.
and then
I've
you
been-
can't vibe anymore. I'm be real. I'm fine. Totally fine. I
Maybe
don't
you
need to
actually
be on
need
a
to stop
watch
saying
list
that.
or anything else.
I actually interject. Maybe that's the tea.
Yeah, but
It's
I
a-
wonder because
I know
like
you're
it
fine.
is the truth in that
Yeah,
I'm not going to unalive myself.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
or anything
But
like
you can
that.
be not fine.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
in
yeah.
between.
And I'm not.
Would you
crying
say
a
you
lot.
almost identify with like beginning a Saturn return? Like, do
No.
you feel like something is coming to the surface in a new way?
No,
Do you feel
I-
out of control though?
no.
But is
I
that
don't think I
what
ever
it
felt
is?
out of control in my life.
feel?
But I just feel turmoil. Like when you're inside yourself and you're just in a little bit of turmoil.
I'm sorry.
It's
Mhm.
fine.
Do you think it's because of like us slowing down, or wow, I'm having
I experience a
real-
lot of turmoil. I understand.
It's just turmoil. I think I have a general sort of low grade, like extreme
Malaise.
level of like
Yeah.
existential malaise.
I do
Uh-huh.
all the time.
And
I
dread.
that's my shit.
the thinking man's
It's
delicious.
dilemma. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm
We
eating
love
it all day.
existential malaise.
Yeah.
You're the only unmedicated remaining member of Muna, so you're
Yeah.
riding that.
Let me tell you,
and
being
they've been
medicated doesn't even
suggested.
stop.
But-
being medicated, you know, for a
Yeah.
while it really did stop it, but then you know
Yeah.
what? God finds a way.
How much longer do you
Yeah.
think I have?
Well, I don't know.
Until God finds
we're
a way.
different
Until
kinds.
God
We
will
have
find a
different
way.
kinds of mental illness.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
it's all delicious.
Yeah.
so
Um,
what is
yeah.
happening with Pisces?
Yeah. Wait, did you find out for a
No,
second?
I was just gonna make the joke that I have a Bruno in Mars, which
Oh.
is so,
So
fucking stupid.
Okay,
We're going
That's
to,
all-
but you
I was-
didn't.
I'm pretty
I-
sure it's moving to Aquarius.
I'm gonna figure it
Can our straight correspondent? Is it possible to Google where this is moving? What's the actual question?
And
Where's-
what is
Where,
Saturn?
what's
Is-
Saturn doing?
Thank you.
I think it's early March moving into Aquarius, but we need the fact check to happen.
I googled where is Saturn now, and it says Capricorn.
Yeah,
So it's going to
gonna go into
Aquarius.
Aquarius.
I know people are really excited about that. Actually,
Yeah,
At
it's
least-
upheaval, it's
yeah.
revolution. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the
a little more of
age
that
of Aquarius.
would be great.
I looked right
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah,
as
it's
I
it's
said
an
that.
unsettling
that.
time, and it's gonna last for 2.5 years.
Oh fuck
Cool.
me.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
No.
We're gonna be struggling.
I struggle. You know, the thing is, God, I don't know if I believe in any of it because I'm like, honey, I struggle regardless
know.
of the sun.
Yeah,
But this is the thing that I like about like, okay, the approach to astrology just being like, you can just take in the information and see if it's giving you tools that feel helpful for you, like in guiding things. Like when, you know, if you're just tracing the cycles of the moon, it's like knowing that the new moon is a good time to like set intentions and knowing that the full moon is a good time to let things go. It's like, I don't know. I just like the
That's
idea of like
ancient
working with
knowledge and
the
ritual. We
movement.
live in a ritual. We live in a ritual deficit.
Yeah.
My only
society.
thing about astrology as opposed to my
Well,
thing
it
about
is not
astrology as
real,
opposed
but
to
it's
the
also-
moon is that isn't all the astrology actually wrong?
Apparently,
That-
that's BS.
so it is right.
I don't know. People differ in
Okay.
opinions about all this.
Whatever.
stuff.
The
also
moon
like
makes
you,
sense.
what's of use to you is of use to you, and what isn't
Right.
is not. You don't have to like retrofit the truth to fit astrology.
Mhm.
But if something is hidden, I don't know. It's a way to call up, the things that you need to say to yourself.
Do you
Right.
find that it hits, or do you search
Often
for
it
it to
hits
hit?
in the most annoying fucking ways.
Do you
Oh,
go
I
on
feel
like?
like Can you
curse on the
Codar and shit?
This isn't
Yeah.
radio.
Yes.
You can curse on the podcast.
Yeah,
We're
This is
live.
We're live. We're live on actually
We're
in your
live
way
to
that
PBS.
doesn't. Yeah.
But y'all are gonna bleep out and put like a logo over my mouth whenever I
Yeah, we're gonna
curse.
say.
sure.
Can you believe
Yeah.
this?
No, the
dirty,
picture's gonna
dirty
be us
cusser?
with tape.
That's what
It's gonna be us
the
with tape,
headline.
and it's gonna say "No hate." Like
Yeah.
LOL's
Yeah,
pictures.
the no
Yes.
hate campaign.
Oh my
That-
god,
that
It's
would
gonna be
be
really
the-
powerful.
that would be a great Halloween costume.
That's a
is
sick
The no hate
idea.
anthem.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
But some people are into that. I don't
that's
know.
better.
Like
You're
going to a
right.
party where you're feeling awkward, your costume like
You can't
actually
speak.
prevents you from
Yeah,
saying
I would
shit
like
you would
that.
regret.
I hate having to fucking talk.
And nobody could hate you because you told them not
Yeah,
to.
no hate.
I
love
need to
it.
start. I need to just start following you on Goodreads because I'm fucking annoying and always
You
just
guys-
texting
I love
you
when you text me for
personally.
book rec.
Yeah,
I get
but
like
what do
a
you
little
guys do
fire
on
in my heart.
Goodreads?
I-
People be reviewing and collecting little
yeah, I
amalgamated
do
lists.
it. You
Wow.
can start an annual goal. Like I used to be such a bad bitch about my goal. I haven't met my goal in a couple years because I used to read like a book a week pretty much.
Holy
Oh my
dickle.
god.
And now
Sounds
it's
like
like
a ton.
kind of a book every 2 weeks. About
That's
half
still
that.
that's prolific.
You know, I was watching I like the GQ series where people are like, these are my 10 essential things.
yeah.
Watch
who don't?
Sydney Sweeney's. She was giggling about candy. She was like, I love candy. And then the next thing was like, this is the book that I'm reading. She's like, I read a book a week. And I was like, whoa.
Stuff.
I think
Something for
actually
everyone.
she's
That's all
probably,
Sydney
she's
truths.
probably on a plane all the time.
Yeah,
Like
she's
when
doing
you
a lot
travel that
already.
much, and if you don't
Yeah.
get car sick or
Yeah.
plane sick
Yeah,
or whatever,
I can
like,
do it on a plane, but I
that's the
can't do it
time.
in the car.
I've been
Totally.
writing a lot on planes, which
Wow.
is cool.
Like writing songs.
That and other stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you write? Do you write a lot of things that aren't just songs? Like, how do you see yourself as an artist? Oh my God.
Gosh.
Ooh.
Well, I write a bunch of different things.
Cool.
I feel like I'm more of a writer than a musician, and I
Mm.
don't know shit about music.
I really
Yeah.
well, because you've been a journaler for a really long time, right?
Mhm.
You're the only other person I know who transcribes their journals, and it makes me feel a lot better about.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Do you think it's narcissistic?
To transcribe the journals. Well, I stopped when I got to age 16. That was like a COVID thing. I would like wake up. I went back to the beginning for the first time ever because I never reread my
Whoa.
journals because I
Whoa.
was like, there will be a time,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be like self-aggrandizing
Totally.
this somehow, which I feel like I love living narratively and people who live narratively, but I think you can go off the deep end.
For sure.
Yeah,
and
100.
become too much of a character, and I don't want to like lose touch
Mythologize
with reality. Yeah, I don't want to mythologize myself. But COVID, I was like, maybe now's the time. So I went back to like when I was 8 and started doing
Whoa.
that, and I got to age 16, and then I was like, this is actually too soon.
Yeah.
And a person came into my life at 16 that I was like, I actually don't want to read any of this right now.
Yeah.
So
Put it down.
put it down.
Well, how was the experience of like that? That's also such an interesting time. Like 8 to 16 is just like so many changes. Did you what did you? How do you feel about like reading it? And like, do you have any? Do you have takeaways?
Oh, it was so intense.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was. I don't.
Did this have to do with the making of your record?
Home video.
Yeah.
Well, I would like have a memory and be writing about it and then cross-reference.
Whoa,
That is
And
so
I'd go back
cool.
and I'd be like,
That's
so
radical.
interesting.
you know, I'd write like 2 verses and then I'd read about it and then maybe that would be the 3rd verse.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's rad.
like,
We're all like,
just-
oh my god.
I mean, it's just such a rare resource to have because I actually don't really know many people who were disciplined enough to keep a journal like routinely during those ages.
No.
My-
I started writing a journal and then I got scared.
Oh,
that
it's
someone was going to read it.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the thing about journaling is actually accepting that you're not disciplined with it. Like so many
Yeah.
people, the barrier of entry is like, I haven't done it in a couple weeks, and they show up apologizing.
Yeah,
and
I
like
have
don't
that
know
problem.
or like think like completionist, like I need to journal about like everything that happens to me or like at least one every other day but like I'll go a month without journaling and then
Right.
hop back in. Honestly, some of the things that are the most important things that have happened to me, I've been living them, so I haven't had time to journal.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then I get to journal and I don't do it.
Oh my God,
So,
yeah.
Like, or like I'll be like, you know what? It's been 3 years. Maybe I should try to put words to what happened. That type
Yeah.
of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's really. I mean, I feel like I can hear it in your like your last record. I feel like so much of it just felt like a time in a place, and I wonder how much that experience actually. That's so freaking cool.
Thanks.
I'm absolutely blown. That's all.
What are you? Are there
I'm
any
blown.
like takeaways from? You've been transcribing yours.
Yeah.
Do you transcribe
and
them
like
immediately or just?
no, I'm just trying to I'm pretty like caught up with myself at this point. I think I'm in like 2018 or 19. But
Wow.
But that's also because like I have a few journals from when I was a kid, and then I have journals starting up at like 18 where I was like high for 1 year straight, and
it was a lit time.
Those entries are very interesting, but there's not a ton of them, so that was pretty fast to transcribe. But I was gonna say like it is funny. Like going into transcription kind of hoping for gems and like knowing what was going on in my life at the time, but then most of the time it's like most of the time we're on tour I'm journaling about like how badly I want to poop. Like I'm like I really wish that I really wish that I
so funny.
could poop before this show. It's like I'm just getting stuff out. Like,
but that's great. That's like a way more accurate picture of what tour is. There like aren't that many accurate things.
Tour life. Yeah.
Do you lie to yourself in your journal?
Okay, so that is something I noticed a lot. Like
for sure.
There was a period of time where I was in like a really bad like romantic obsession over this person, and I was not doing well. But when I was journaling about it, I was so dishonest with myself about it.
Wow.
I was like, it's so like funny that like this person like thinks that they have, you know, a leg up on me or something. It's like I was like bragging to
you
the
say
journal
from underneath
like,
the leg.
Yeah,
like
it's from under the leg, from
curb stomped into the ground
down by the leg.
I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's such good imagery.
Yeah.
Music video.
That's such a lesson. Like that was a big takeaway, is like reading myself in middle and high school. I was like, oh, I was not you. What was this? What did I need to tell myself?
Yeah.
Like this isn't honest at all. So it's actually made me be more honest now. Like I'm journaling way more embarrassing shit.
Yeah.
I'm journaling way more about how I feel than like what happened.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, there's probably a use though. Like even if you weren't. Yeah.
Like it was a coping thing.
Yeah.
Did you have journal entries that like in terms of gayness, did you have entries that kind of triggered like, okay, I was being gay here, but maybe didn't.
Coded gay. I would love to read everyone's coded gay thoughts.
Mine weren't even coded, I'll tell you that. Mine was like gay, horny cigarettes. I was like, lock the journal,
truth.
throw it in the trash.
I couldn't even write it down.
Horny,
it was so
horny
gay.
cigarettes is another catchphrase for you. You guys.
Absolutely.
The third entry I ever wrote was about my best friend getting a new best friend.
Ooh,
and me
hate
like
that.
hating her.
What year?
And,
what grade?
In like third grade, I think.
Hate that.
And being like, Tori like thinks that she knows Olivia so well, but she just doesn't, and like they're never gonna be as close as we were, and like
Heartbroken.
also I was like it's like I'm not a lesbian, which I thought lesbian had I in front of it, so
I lesbian is
a lesbian.
Well,
it's like so like
instead of a lesbian,
so...
I was like a lesbian.
Well, it was
like
it was an Apple product actually before it was
I
lesbian.
Yeah, I lesbian. That's actually the future.
What AI is.
Yeah,
I got
Hit
it.
us up, Apple.
Yeah.
these ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I'm
and
not
then
even a
also
lesbian.
things like just like talking about how much I love a friend and be like, if we were gay, you know, things, but we're not.
I love that.
Or like, this would have been romantic, but we're girls.
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah.
The
you know.
romantic friendship.
When you were doing,
Tales old as time, baby.
can I
Tales
ask,
old as
when you
time.
did gay things, was it allowed? Was it in the journal, or was it out of the journal based on like
Or
acceptance?
were you not doing gay things because
I was
of
not doing
your
gay things for a long
upbringing?
time. Or like doing gay things, but I didn't see it. You know, like
Love, long
sleepovers
hug.
where it's like, we were playing this game.
Absolutely.
Or like,
love games
Called
called
Making
going
out
to
with
bed.
tongues.
Or like,
called go to bed.
or like, this happened and I don't really know what to think about it. Like, I don't know. I was having like closeted things for so long.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. There was like this one entry that I haven't reread actually, but I've thought about, because there was like this woman that like took me into a bathroom one time and just started making out with me. And
Whoa.
I eventually was like, wait, what's happening? But it took like 10 minutes, you know? It was like, wait, what are you doing?
That ain't the truth.
Yeah.
You have full sex and you're like, wait a
It was like,
second.
wait, who are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
oh
I
my God.
like,
That's
I'm
so
pretty
sick.
sure I'm not gonna have said that. You know, like it was
Yeah,
like
sure.
kind of a recovered memory recently.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to be
What
more
age-
honest.
From around like what time was that?
That was like 20
Mm.
or not 20, 19 or 18 or something. Early college.
I want to zoom out and say like what words in terms of like identity and sexuality, like what words are feeling good for you right now? Like what language do you like? Do you
I love
do
to
you like
never
language?
say,
Do you rebuke it?
but I feel like it. I guess queerness is always good because it's like so wide.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like literally pansexuality is what makes sense.
Pansexual, sexy.
Yeah.
Love them all.
I had friends like I remember being like, I think I'm poly and pan, and friends were like, no, you're not. Those are annoying, and you're not annoying. Straight up. Like,
Gas. That's savage.
And so it took like a long time to be like, actually, no, I think that's true.
I think it's just that the burners like colonized those identities.
Yeah, they did.
And
It
then
is
everyone was
really
kinda like,
interesting
"Ugh."
how different words like go in and out though. Like I feel like we're in a really big lesbian moment. I lesbian, but like
it's because I lesbian.
But I never would have identified or wanted to identify with that word when I was like younger, and disregarding the fact that I was not out in high school at all.
Oh, yeah. Lesbian felt dirty, but speaking of a dirty sin, we're going to take a quick break to sin behind the camera.
This video/podcast and the video podcast is sponsored and brought to you by Squarespace.
Hell yeah.
Squarespace not only makes it easy for you to buy a domain name if you're in search of one, but it also helps you like go through templates, design the look of your website. I've used Squarespace to help out a few aesthetically challenged friends who needed a lot of help building their websites. I won't say their names.
Was our first Muna website?
It was not.
Okay.
No.
Squarespace didn't exist when we first built our website, which was why our website looked bad to begin with. Squarespace actually is, out of all of these ones, it's definitely the best one. And they have a lot of like good free templates to look through that make your website look good. If you own a small retail business or if you're a band,
Wow.
I don't know. There are a ton of different ways to use
this is an
this
important
stuff.
blessing to Squarespace from our band's graphic designer. So
They do have good.
this means a lot.
They have good
listeners.
stuff. They do actually kind of make it easy, and you can build a pretty hip looking website with.
Well, maybe
with
I will.
Squarespace.
Just
Yeah,
kidding.
I'm curious to see what your website is.
You might actually. Hey, guess what?
Maybe you will.
You might need to build a website.
You can have things on it. It looks like you can have a merch store. You can have an online store on the
Yeah,
website.
you can.
Oh, you can have an asset library. I just like the way that sounds.
Asset library.
I would love to have an asset library.
So Squarespace, you can do essentially anything that you would really ever want to do on the web, like in any website form. So if you're interested in Squarespace, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Gayotic to save 10% off your first purchase. So go check it out and go start that website or domain. Nothing is holding you back. Squarespace.
Taking care of your health isn't always easy, but it should at least be simple. That's why for the last 265 years, I've been drinking AG1 every day, no exceptions.
God, you look good.
Thank you so much. It's just one scoop mixed in water once a day, every day, and it makes me feel really strong and ready for the day. It actually does make me feel slightly more willing to go to the gym. It's been hard for me to go.
Taking care of
recently.
business juice.
Yeah, it's my little taking care of business juice. It's my go-go juice.
Yeah.
That's because each serving of AG1 delivers my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics, and more. It's a powerful, healthy habit that's also really simple.
Now, Katie, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can put AG1 in more than just water. You can put it in kind of anything you want,
Yeah,
right?
I've put it in.
You could put it in a matcha if you were feeling crazy.
I have put it in my matcha, but the thing is, I like the way it tastes, so I liked putting it in water because I just
Interesting.
want to taste it on
Okay,
its
cool.
own. I put it in water, and it helps me with, you know what I don't like the taste of? Marine collagen.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I mix the AG1 with my collagen, and I use my little
Wand.
my little wand, not
Foaming-
that,
Not her
wand,
vibrator,
please.
but her
my
mixer.
milk frother. I've been using it every day. I'm out of my original supply, so I'm down to using the travel packets at home, which
The
is
travel packets go
wasting my
hard.
precious resources.
Well, yeah.
So if you want to take ownership of your health, start with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2. Honestly, y'all, if you're a depressed person, which I know you are, you're listening to this podcast, you need to be taking vitamin D. It's important. That was like the first thing that my psychiatrist told me. Get the vitamin D. and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/gayotic. That's drinkag1.com/gayotic.
What did you say about you You said pansexual, sexy, love them all. Is that what you said? I like that.
Wait, but I wanted to say about pansexual. Welcome back. I wanted to say about
Welcome back to being gay.
pansexuality and pansexual, the word that I've heard some very cool queers recently like start using the word pansexual more. So I want to call it as a trend forecast.
Cool.
That pansexual is coming back. Naomi's giving me a face like they don't actually believe me.
No, but because I have a question actually. I got
Who are these
I got
people?
excited.
Oh,
I wasn't
good.
upset.
So excited to be gay.
So because I feel like the pansexuals and the bisexuals are beefing. Now this is a
Okay.
beef I have no involvement in.
Yeah, but let's get into
And
it
God bless them both.
nonetheless.
I love them all.
I love 'em all.
Pansexual.
I'm
I'm
feeling
pansexual
like
for them.
I've now
Yeah,
been feeling
absolutely.
like I need to
Come out?
identify as bisexual because of being like
I think then pan, no?
But I think it's so
You're
if
pan.
bi then
so-
pan.
That's
you're
what a lot
pan.
of bi people
Not
say.
to tell you what to
and
tell
if it
you what
feels
you are.
gay, it is.
Yeah, I'm still gay.
I'm
it feels-
so gay.
I'm
It's
so gay.
Yeah.
The way that I feel.
I
I'm
wish we could
sometimes
make-
like I'm a lesbian.
I know. We need to make like a
But-
definitive like gay chart that like isn't, it's not all like the logical proof is not, it's not valid, but it's true.
I think
you know
if
what
it
I mean?
feels gay, it is.
It's gay. I think
that's as
I think
simple
you
as it
know
gets.
when it is.
If it feels, it's like, oh, this feels gay.
That's pretty loose.
You
I'll
say
say
that.
It's-
You
that's pretty
say
loose.
that, but if
You know.
your straight
People
couple is
know.
going to come in here and say it
but they
feels
don't.
gay.
But they don't know
Well,
what that
no,
I
feels
have
no,
like.
straight
they're-
friends
they're-
that are like,
they're
our
gay in a different
relationship's
way.
really queer.
Yeah,
And
I-
I'm like,
I hate you.
Yee, but I'm like, what path do you want, babes? Like,
Yeah.
if you need to say that before you say, actually, I'm gay, I don't
That's
know,
cool.
play around with the fucking
Big
To me,
brain
Or
surgery.
that's just like
Yeah.
they talk about
Yeah.
they talk about what they want out of their sexual relationship. That's probably what they mean. Do you know what I mean? Like straight people can enter into a sexual situation and not necessarily have a discussion about what that might look like. Whereas
like getting
that's not
pegged?
No. I mean, like when you're a straight, if you're a girl and a boy and you're gonna have sexual intercourse, let's say
Hetero.
the year is
So
2005.
straight and cis. Yeah.
Straight and cis. You maybe before are not gonna have a conversation of like, okay, so like what do you like? Like what are you?
Right.
Like you know what I mean? But that's a conversation.
Which I
that
really feel is
they-
a shame.
they're coming around to that.
They totally
I think,
are. That's
I
why
think
I
that's
said getting pegged.
I think one of
Yeah.
the proliferations of like queerness in culture has been this sort of language of like, oh, we can actually like talk about what
Is
we,
pegging
what we
queer?
want.
No.
pegging.
No, this is the thing where I think the straights
it
would
is.
maybe think it's
Unless
queer.
I do.
No,
I was waiting for them to answer before.
I don't think pegging is
It's not
queer.
inherently queer.
It's not inherently queer, but no.
No, it's
Let
not.
me finish the thought, woman. Pegging is not queer,
Okay.
but straight people view it as queer because
Of
of
homophobia.
homophobia.
Totally.
Pegging is not queer. The fucking man's G-spot is in their booty. Like, get pegged, baby.
You know how I thought people masturbated.
Yeah.
Said it before. I'll say it again.
I don't
say it
know
again.
that.
But it's a
I'll
subversion
say it
of. Okay.
Yeah, but
When I was a little kid, I think it was, and not to be a big downer, but it was this. I remember this being around 9/11 when I had this thought. So this was around 9/11. I was pre-sexual ultimately, but I started learning. I was like 8. I started learning about what sex stuff was.
Can't pay attention to the story.
So you can really feel like you're there with me, sort of having these thoughts.
you're going
Just
through
keep in mind the
changes.
news discourse is being dominated, that kind of stuff.
Of course.
You're seeing, seeing that all that stuff on TV.
We're gonna go to war.
We're gonna go to war, and then
Oh my God.
and
Okay.
and people in
not
my
funny.
school start.
It's not funny.
Well, it a little. It's pretty funny. And people in my school started having conversations around that age of like when kids are talking about sex, but they don't know what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
It's like they have an older sibling
Nothing
and they're like sex, they're just saying shit
Totally.
for no reason.
Really
Yeah.
I was like,
crazy.
what's up with all this sex stuff? So I'm like thinking, I'm learning that people like masturbate, and I'm like, okay, cool, that makes sense, feels nice. I get it. I've done that. And
How
then,
did you do it?
I'm not going to say, love. But I thought that I don't know how the fuck, this is such a weird confluence of information that I was
Yeah, it
receiving
is.
at the time.
Oh, okay.
Boys,
Never mind.
well, that I was receiving at the time. I thought boys, I knew that boys masturbated, and I also knew that boys had a G-spot in their assholes.
It's just
so I
wild to
thought,
know
that you
that.
already
I didn't
knew
know
that.
that boys got erections. So I thought they just looped their dick around
Into their
and
butt.
put it in their asshole where it felt good. And I was like, yeah, that
Imagine how
would
that
make
feels.
sense.
There's a little rod, there's a little hole.
I like the idea that
Made sense
the
to me.
dick
I thought
would
it
kind
was-
of like function like those sink, like those faucets
Absolutely.
that kind of like pull out.
That's the exact image that I
Yeah.
thought it was.
Wow.
I thought they stretched it out, looped it back around, and put it right back in there and had a great time.
Got it in.
I really did. And I was like, that sounds
And
that's
you know
cool.
what?
And
If
you know what?
could,
They
would.
tried.
Yeah,
That's
they
probably
did.
a rite of
I'm sure they
passage.
tried.
Yeah.
That's
Sure they
probably a
did.
really important rite of passage to try.
Yeah.
Boys,
If we
write
ever
in if
have-
you tried this.
Yeah, I would like to know.
Let me know if you tried it
I
on
got a
9/11.
flashback when you're talking about kids like learning about sex but not knowing what they're talking
People
about.
just said crazy stuff.
I got a flashback to being in 3rd grade, turning in a story, and then getting called in
Oh no.
during my lunchtime
you were like, and they had sex on it in the story. Or
I guess
something?
in the story, and it's a little bit gay shame as well. Like in the story, I had described a girl as being like a sexy girl.
That's so rad.
Well,
God,
well,
Katie.
the thing is, let me tell you, even if you're in 3rd grade, you got eyes, baby.
Right.
You know,
I was
what
like,
it
she
is.
was a sexy girl. And my teacher had called me in because she was like concerned as to like why
yeah,
I was
maybe.
using that kind of language.
I'm like,
she was
if you're concerned about
okay.
that, you better
Well,
be
to
concerned
be
about all the
honest,
other stuff I know.
when we were growing up, it's like also you learn these words, so you're like, well, yeah, she was a sexy girl.
Also,
I
like,
think I was
sexy
walking
is
around being
good.
like,
you
sexy
know, like
good.
you
Sex-
get.
I might have even said, wait,
sex girl.
did I actually say sexy bitch?
Oh my god!
I
It was
can't-
the early 2000s. I
I
think that would
think-
make sense.
I might have
Or the
said
late 90s.
sexy bitch.
Early 2000s.
If like a 7-year-old, how old are you?
I was 3rd grade, so that would be like 8.
8.
That's
Yeah.
the
If
thing.
an
Around-
8-year-old
again,
did that, I would
around
maybe
9,
be
11.
at least curious enough to ask, like, where did you?
Yeah, I feel like you'd
because
have
it could have been a
to.
movie.
You,
Right.
you also
You
would.
know.
You would have. I feel like you would have had to ask if you were a teacher,
You
just to
need
be
to
like,
ask,
hey.
Yeah. I
How
think I
did you
had seen
know?
16 Candles at my friend's
Yeah.
house.
Oh my
and that
gosh.
blew my world
So cute.
right open.
Can I tell a 16 Candles story really quick? I'm adopted and so is she. And I was raised, she was basically like, I'll tell you anything you want to know, but just really actually want to know it. And then when you're 18, we'll give you like this big file.
Mm.
And so like every birthday, I would kind of
Wow.
like pick a question or two to ask.
Mhm.
And on my 16th birthday, she and I stayed up and watched 16 Candles at like midnight. And then afterwards kind of turned to each other and she's like, so? And I like had these questions for her. But that's like, it's just
really
a core memory that like
cute.
never comes
It's
up.
really sweet.
It's not even, it's not like a story that I tell.
No, I
'Cause
mean,
why
I
would it
really,
come up?
It's
I
really
enjoy
cute.
it.
Was
But how
it
cute
meant-
is that?
It's really
like,
sweet.
Was it intentional like that ended up being the way that like getting this information functioned, that it would be like on a birthday?
No, and I don't even know if she would remember it that way. There were other times that things would come up and I'd be like, you know, oh,
What
what's
about
up with
this?
this? Like
Yeah.
but it did to me feel like this annual like
it's interesting.
opening
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
And yeah,
Which
just
is
really
so
sweet.
sweet and also mirrors them, because I feel like there's a scene in that movie when like she's having a like one-on-one with her dad in a way that she doesn't normally.
I
Mhm.
don't even remember them.
In the
Thank
way
you for
that
sharing your
some of us
Yeah, it's so cute.
Okay, so the thing that we are gonna ask you about, I already have uttered the phrase.
Oh, gay shame. Is that
gay
what you're gonna say?
shame. Yeah.
Oh,
so
you're gonna ask me about gay shame?
yeah, we're gonna ask you about gay shame. We're gonna ask you about. I mean, we kind of already have touched on it, I feel like, but in a way that Naomi has already modeled, it's kind of like giving the context, giving the time and place around the memory.
Gay cigarettes, 9/11 masturbation.
Exactly.
Something kind of like that.
Something
if
a
it's
little bit like
musical, that's
that.
actually really helpful.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get bonus
No.
points.
I mean,
We
as a
yeah,
musician,
we're all
you know,
musicians
we're-
here, so
we're-
we
I'll sing
could-
all my
there's-
answers from now on.
That's
Yeah, this could really be the start of something like truly.
shame.
yeah, yes.
But yeah, like the first time
We'll
maybe
use
that you.
that as a little.
I'm trying to think about what
button.
we have talked about with gay shame as
Yeah,
like a
Well, what's the first memory that you have of like
Yeah.
feeling like, oh no?
like I've talked about like pausing a movie, like looking at boobies.
But did you feel shame?
I felt like I needed to pee.
Oh,
Hornacious.
I felt
Yeah.
hornacious. And I did feel shame because I knew that I had to like not be doing it by the time that my family came home.
The things
Yeah.
that happen between you and a DVD player can
Yeah.
be really serious.
I also
personal.
posted like on a MySpace like message board game, like this thing about similar to your journal entry, like I'm not an lesbian. It was like, I hope I'm not. My thing was like, I'm not. I hope I'm not a lesbian or something like that. And then like somebody
Actually,
in my
one
grade
of the most
like
famous
somehow did
lesbians.
like the detective work to like figure out that it was probably me. Shout out Claire. And if you're listening to this like 20 years later, yeah, it was me. Of course, I didn't tell you that it was me. But it was me.
And stop talking shit,
my
girl.
God.
Stop talking shit.
I hope Claire is listening.
Yeah, and
about
shout
that.
out and shout out.
And shut up.
Shout out.
Nothing wrong. We're all kids
Yeah,
Everyone was
forever.
That's a reason I don't want kids, because they have to be a kid.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Makes me think about that line in your song. It's like you might be the first kid ever to not hurt another kid.
Not an option though.
Not an option.
I don't know if it's the first or if this even answers your question, but like I was raised in church.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of anti-gay sentiments, but not my mom was involved in theater. So
Yeah.
I was surrounded by
A
gay
juxtaposition.
people. Like, so there was a lot of like hate the sin, not the sinner type of energy.
Whoa.
So I was like, I love gay people all through life, but to me, like I understood if that was me, it would be a really fucking big deal.
Yeah.
As in like going to hell. You'd be going to hell?
Like going to hell and ostracized by many people that cared about me. Like,
Whoa.
and kind of unclear. It just wasn't, I was so good at not knowing myself. I've been talking about this because I recently saw a Bible verse, Proverbs 3:5-6. Just that, not the verse. And I was like, boom, and I remember the verse, which is,
Let's hear it.
It's like something like, trust in the Lord your God and lean not on your own understandings. Like put yourself onto him and he will make your path straight. Also, making your path straight is really
Whoa.
funny.
Yeah.
But basically just like valuing not even like pushing down your desire, but valuing not being in touch with it and being completely disinterested in who you are. That's something I thought was good about me, that I could completely empty myself
That feels like
as
some
a vessel
Gemini
for God.
moon shit.
You think so?
Maybe. Because I feel that way.
It's just wild how
And I didn't really have- I
patriarchal
had-
that religion
God
is.
was around, but God was confusing. God was different stuff.
Yeah.
I can't believe I was not confused about God. I was like, that's the one thing.
Well, I mean,
but
like,
like,
you
as a
were
kid-
raised
You
so
do strike me as a very spiritual person, so you probably did have a sense of like communion with like spirit or something, which can then be confusing because you're like, I do have a sense of that, like there's something going on that's bigger than me, and this book is what everybody is saying that's all about, so it must be this. Like that was the dominant like. You know, I was raised Irish Catholic, so that was like what was in our culture. And it's only now that I'm like, oh, actually, I like paganism. But it's taken me so long to like figure out, you know, that I can still have a spiritual life and it doesn't have to be connected to, I don't know.
There's this really good book, Heretic, by Gina Cadleck that came out recently. That's like a queer post-Christian memoir.
Sick.
So
I
just
would be
putting that out
reading.
there. Yeah. And she kind of comes into like tarot and astrology at the end of it.
Cool.
And like RPGs as religiosity.
Yeah,
And,
totally.
Like
A
role-playing games.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Insane.
I don't know. It's a cool arc. She like she's really into church, gets married, realizes she gets divorced anyways. But
You weren't in touch with yourself.
was not. And so again, I don't know if this answers it, but like, you know, sexy animals, like I'm not snitching on myself about like a preference right now, but like they weren't human. So I was like, wow, like I feel like I do talk about this too much, but it comes up because gay shame actually does come up all the time in interviews because of the shit I write.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing the Goofy movie
Hell
Well,
yeah.
and the poet
sexy.
dog,
Yeah.
fucking turtleneck, not like
Not giving a gender,
not giving a gender.
giving non-binary.
I was like, wow. And then without having said anything, my dad covered my eyes.
Huh.
And he was covering my eyes all the time, like at movies. So I knew what I shouldn't, like beautiful women, he would just cover my eyes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
you were
that
probably
the gay
raised with a
shame,
fear of sexuality.
yeah.
as well.
And I think maybe his motivation was like, you shouldn't become this, because also I wasn't allowed to watch Rugrats because their voices were annoying. I wasn't allowed to watch any show where they disrespected the parents because they didn't want me to, like their understanding of media as an influence, I think was actually kind of true. Like I also think that media is the biggest parent of all of us now.
It absolutely
And
is.
so like they got that.
I had a similar sort of,
I mean, I think it's
non-religious,
true.
but my mom, I couldn't watch SpongeBob. I couldn't watch anything that was like, I couldn't watch the Rugrats. I couldn't watch any cartoons. My mom lied to me about TV for 10 years.
I mean, in a way, though,
She thought that she was like, we
it's
only
real.
get this channel and it's PBS, so
Yeah.
enjoy that. And I was like, cool.
What was
All
because
good.
she didn't want you to.
She didn't want me to watch things where annoying or things where people were being objectified or like things that were inappropriate.
I kind of get that in like you don't want to watch it. You're a parent.
She just
and
didn't
you
wanna
don't.
watch it.
You
Yeah,
don't
that's
want to
what I'm
watch it.
wondering.
Well, it's also, it's like, I'm sure at a certain point, there's like, I think a line in parenting where it's like either you want, it's like to treat the child like a child or to treat the child like an adult in terms of like not having to baby the child's like media intake. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I feel like your mom chose educational things for like you to watch as opposed to like something that was kind of like meaningless and just entertainment for like entertainment's sake.
And I still kind of I just don't get it. But I understand that it's meaningful for a lot of people. Like that era of cartoons and stuff.
You know, you guys, I love to cook, but not everybody does. And not everybody has the time or the willingness to commit to cooking a meal every night.
Yeah.
You know, my Aunt Helen, she's an older lady, and I ordered this service for her, Factor, because she's no longer able to cook her own meals for herself. So she still wants to eat healthy, but she just needs to beep, beep, beep on the microwave, and Factor's ready to go. So let me tell you, Aunt Helen absolutely loves these meals. And you know why she likes them so much? There are 35 different options each week for you to choose from. There's keto, calorie smart, vegan and veggie, and so much more. So go get some Factor so you can factor yourself a good time in the evening by just eating a delicious meal. Factor is so much less expensive than takeout, and every meal is dietitian approved. Head to factormeals.com/Gayotic50 and use code Gayotic50 to get 50% off. That's code Gayotic50 at factormeals.com/Gayotic50 to get 50% off. One more time, Gayotic50, Factor Gayotic50.
There's crap all over my fucking
I got
face.
crap on my face too, but not the kind of crap that you'd normally associate with crap. Crap Eyewear. Crap Eyewear is an independent sunglass brand designed in Los Angeles, shaka bra. They want to make sunglasses that are affordable, but are also fly as hell. I
And
wear them all the
adorable.
time. And adorable.
These good people are on a mission to make also some earth-friendly eyewear for your face. So
Hell
love
yeah.
the planet. Put crap on your eyes.
So, if you like crap and like want to look like crap like we do, go to crapeyewear.com and use code Gayotic for 25% off crap eyewear. That's a good deal.
That actually is a pretty good
off.
deal.
So go to crapeyewear.com, use code Gayotic for 25% off. Shaka bra, go get some crap.
Are you getting asked about this a lot, like now around, like since Kissing Lessons came out, or what are the songs that people gravitate towards and are like, you gay, huh?
More than I meant for them to gravitate
Yeah,
to.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
so funny. Like,
Yeah.
like Christine, for example, I wrote that
Not realizing.
not realizing, and
Yeah.
then everyone's like, "This is gay," and I'm like, "No, it's not." And
Yeah.
then now I'm like, "Yeah,
It is gay.
Everybody was so right.
I know. That's so cute.
Damn it.
It's like the same thing of like
And
not
that's
realizing.
like now, like that's
Yeah,
like I'm
sure.
still doing that.
I think, I mean,
Um,
how can we're like, even if you didn't have that experience like with your parents, just like the culture that we were all raised in,
I think
like of our
anybody-
age. Yeah. It's
Truly
just,
anyone
it's homophobic.
between 25
Yeah.
and
like 6
eternity
100.
older.
Yeah.
it could not have, if you were queer, I think it's impossible to not have materialized and internalized that.
Yeah, because you get raised by everything that you see.
Yeah,
So even if your
100.
parents are awesome, you're
You-
going to
totally.
encounter
Doesn't
somebody
matter.
that makes you feel bad about your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that sucks.
Is kissing lessons a real thing?
Kissing lessons is an exact story. I almost
Hot.
posted the
Tight.
photo. I found a photo
Whoa.
of me and my friend Rachel,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't talked to her in forever, but
Still, I
yeah.
don't know why I'm surprised by that, but
No,
I
she
mean, I
moved
guess-
away. We just stopped being friends.
Yeah,
but I
but,
found
like-
like photos of us on Halloween and stuff. And
But
I
don't you
wanted to
think
be,
your
like,
fans are probably like in her DMs? Like,
it's just Rachel, just one. I mean, I don't even follow her on Instagram or anything.
right?
I like went and found her Facebook. I think she's married.
That's where
maybe.
those people be. They don't be on Instagram. The people from the past
people-
who
people
moved
from
away.
the past.
Wow.
Facebook
On
is the past.
Facebook.
Yeah.
No, they exist only on. That's the only medium that.
And we're not
this
even
accepts
friends
them.
on Facebook either. So nobody should go looking for this person. But
yeah.
yeah, I didn't end up. But for me, it was cute to be like, oh, and yeah, would just like every day after school, just like run up to her room and start making out. But honestly,
Yeah.
the gender play was just as important.
Yeah,
Mm.
husband
Like,
and wife.
yeah, the husband playing husband.
Yeah.
It's like,
It was clear
Totally.
who was husband sometimes.
It was.
yeah. Also, that was the most playful part. You know, like the kissing
Yeah.
was like kind of like technically interesting, but then all of this like lead up of like switching off gender play.
Totally.
I mean, kids do it all the time in a not sexy way too.
Right,
Just
it's
like
just natural.
playing
I just.
doctor, you know,
Yeah.
or playing anything.
I was gonna just say. I feel like that's really what like everything is actually about. It's like not about the thing. It's about everything before the actual thing that occurs.
Sure.
You know.
Oh, you tell me about it.
But I mean,
That's
like,
also very
that's
lesbianic.
No, but that's
Uh-huh.
I mean, like that's also being
Very
like even
sapphic.
closeted.
Mhm.
You know, it's like I feel like every queer movie these days is like, or every queer movie that I relate to, it's like all about like the closeted, you know, shit or like ooh no, you know.
Yeah, I think
Because
I'm in a
Uno
period
knows,
of life.
ooh, yes, God.
I
It
know.
just is.
It's like I don't actually agree with like the beef about like I
Urinating?
don't want to see any more lesbian movies that are like just like girls like looking at each other. It's
Because
like
I've been
I
doing
do.
that.
I do.
I do.
I mean,
Also,
because
just
we were
get
doing
more.
that. We
And
were
also,
doing
if it's
more.
good, I don't care. Like,
I don't care.
if it's made well, just make art about. I hate when people like we've reached the quota of this subject matter.
Right.
It's like, did you like the thing? Like, was it good?
Totally.
Like,
I'll tell you, the
Totally.
void in me
We-
is endless. I'm ready to keep giving me content that I like.
yeah, and also like you don't know who is going to engage with that for the first time,
Totally.
and that's really important.
Yeah. But I also
Totally.
think like I'm excited. I think with our last album, at least we were trying a little bit to get into the world of like, okay, what happens after, you know, like the silent glances are exchanged, and like can that be as hot as, you know, your fantasy of something?
I need it all.
Everyone shakes their head.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
absolutely
no.
not.
No, I
I
was
think
just
both.
I was like, say it.
I think the yearning is.
I'm on that shit now. I'm like
Yeah.
trying
It's
to.
powerful.
I don't know. I feel like maybe people don't even notice. I don't have any love songs. I have one breakup song. I have a bunch of like complex friendship love.
You have
things.
so many
So
friendship
many
love songs. I mean, that's
yearning things.
yeah,
But I'm trying to write like love songs
amazing.
and sexy shit, and
Oh.
it's so embarrassing.
Well, I
Is
think
it
that's
hard?
the thing
Really
that's
great.
hard about it.
Y'all
I think,
shit is very like you're able to do it.
well, it took you years.
And they could tell you about some really bad, like love, sexy songs that I have written.
You
that-
gotta write bad ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
those are some of my worst memories of being in Muna. Is like having to sit in a room with them playing a song that's like about.
she had a
Sex.
song.
Wow.
Wait,
I
are you
can't
thinking My Sex?
Yeah, I'm thinking myself.
There's a
My
song. I don't
Sex?
know. I
Can
don't
you
actually
do
know
the
what it
words?
was.
Like, let's
I'll
get a
say
little bit of
this.
this.
Just to say the words "my" and "sex" were an octave apart.
My sex.
exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
just imagine
It's
that.
kind of St. Vincent to me for some
It
reason.
kinda
And then you put it in
was.
silk. You're like,
I
poetess.
just
St. Vincent writes horny stuff quite authentically.
oh my god, yeah.
Well,
That
I think
fucking
it takes
dilettante.
time.
You know that song?
Ooh,
Yeah,
Dilettante's
Dilettante's great. That whole
Dilettante
record. That
can.
record fucked me up,
Dilettante can.
motherfucker.
do you think
Yeah.
St. Vincent
Annie,
is
be on the
a
pod.
top or a bottom?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I don't
Let's
know.
have her on the
I
pod.
I kind of feel like it. To be honest, I feel like it would be so much more
Top.
heady than even
Switch.
top and bottom.
Switch.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like you're having
Switch.
sex from different rooms.
I don't.
fucking.
No, I bet she fucks.
Yo, no, she's
Absolutely.
fucking, but it could be
Yeah.
like, I mean, God,
And
looking.
we're happy for her.
Who knows? Who
I say that
knows?
with the utmost respect.
Yeah, she'd be fucking. I mean, everybody. I mean, I hope everybody, if you
Unless
want to be
people don't want
fucking,
to be.
yeah, you should
Yeah.
be fucking.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm here for the switch pansexual revolution.
Here we are.
Yeah,
Here we are.
Yeah.
Switch pansexual.
Switch pansexual
Lucy
revolution.
The agender polypan switch.
No, it is the future. Switch is the future, and I'm looking at you. I'm looking
Me?
at you. Yeah.
Why do I need
hey.
to switch?
I mean, like, I'm a top. I'm a top, but if you really, I mean, like, I'm in a relationship and I've been in one for years, but I'm a top. But if you really want me to do something, like, I'll do it
Because you love.
because I'm down for
But
the
that
sex.
People do things to get off.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
sometimes it's easier to do that not from laying on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's topping.
I think you and
think
I are
that's a
different
wider
kinds
conversation.
of. I think you and I are different kinds, and I think.
What if, I think this is.
You-
I think
we
the.
don't
I think the
need to
bigger
go
question than
I do
y'all
want to get
to-
into it, but I don't want to.
What is topping? I think this
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
actually the
that's
topic.
actually-
What is topping?
I'm gonna be for real.
I love that
not
idea
just-
that like with people without penises, like who aren't having anal sex, like we're all just using this terminology and none of us really know like what it means.
No, but I mean, I think it
Is
can
it a
mean so
control
many
thing?
things. Yeah, is it
a-
control?
I think
who's
it's
on
part.
top?
I
yeah,
think it's.
is it who's giving who
Or
an
who's
orgasm?
directing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that's
it's
what Naomi thinks it is.
I think it's kind of that. Like, I think that's a big part of it. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I guess that's also related to being like stone. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you could be
As
like
in
a
stone
stone.
butch.
Because you can't be a stone bottom. Because if you're a bottom, you're getting it. Sorry.
Maybe you are stone bottom though because you
But you
only
could
want to
be a
get
s-
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
It's like we're-
because
I
a
think you
stone
can be
is
a
you
stone
don't
bottom.
want to be
Have
touched and
somebody
you don't
touching
want to
you.
come.
Oh,
Yeah.
so then what would you call it?
You can touch and
A
not
bottomless
come.
bottom. A bottom.
But
Bottomless
then what's
bottomless
happening?
bottom.
Someone's just making sultry eye contact with you
No,
and you're
no,
like,
no, no, no,
"Ah!"
no. I'm saying someone who only bottoms.
I would love to believe it.
Someone who only bottoms is what I'm
then
referring
you're
to.
just a bottom. I
Yeah.
think if you're I identify like somewhat on the spectrum of being a bit more stone. Like
Yeah.
me getting off is not that important to me.
Yeah.
But I enjoy getting other people off more than I enjoy getting off because I'm also deeply vulnerability averse. So it's my own sort of shit as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm being
But
I'm
is
being
being
the boy. I'm
but
being boy.
is-
Okay.
This is so. Wait, I have a thought. I have a
You
very
want to
big
know
thought.
who the man in the relationship is?
Well, we
It's me.
know. We know.
Okay.
But I have a very big thought. This is okay. I have two things. Okay, so is being a top then getting the other person off, and it's interesting that it would be that because, and I think heteronormative sex, it's really not like about that. Like
Yeah.
realistically, it's just about a dude jizzing as opposed to like a girl coming. But in like gay sex is being a top trying to get someone to come.
I think
no?
in
I don't
No,
think
I
being
think
a
in-
top is getting the other person off.
I think
that's
it's
being a
it's
top
like if
is
someone's going to be
asking.
fucking somebody else,
Yeah.
the person who's fucking is the top.
Well, yeah.
Because that's that way in gay male relationships as well. If you're a top, you're giving it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you.
Generally, yeah.
But if you're a queer person who doesn't have a penis, you might be giving it, but you might not be getting off because that's medically sort of so a place we haven't reached yet in terms of.
and we're innovating, and we are.
Innovating.
Well, I
we
lesbian.
are
Yeah,
working
the
on getting
science
there.
is being developed.
It's I lesbian.
I want to say I think that the reason why I'm not super into like the top bottom dichotomy is everyone that I've ever met has changed me, and so I don't even like everyone talks about like talking about preferences before you get into something, and I'm like, actually, I'm gonna keep that shit to myself and find out with you. Like,
Fuck around and find out.
Like
I
literally
do feel
fuck around
that.
and find
I do
out.
feel that.
Because like even like I've been with people who are like, this is what I like, and we'll start there, and then things change or like things come up that are like, what? I've never, like,
Yeah.
and
Extremely
that
hot. Just be
is like
communicative.
so important that like even when you talked about like ideology or like words that feel good, it's like
Yeah.
I feel all the words I've said are non-words.
Right.
Like I feel like recusing myself from the words and the definitions and even my own preferences, like other stuff gets to show up.
I think you're
Love
touching
it.
on like one of the hottest things in the world to me, which is just like being. I think you're touching on.
I think Katie's
You're
super
touching one of the
aroused.
hottest things in the world.
to me.
Is anyone else in the
I'm over here
space?
slipping off.
Everyone in this room is extremely aroused.
Okay, wait. Naomi and I, quick tangent story. Naomi and I, they were interning one summer at Black Women's Blueprint in Brooklyn, and we went to this event, and there was a woman there that was so
I'm not going to drink
so
water.
turned on by something that she like
this.
we were in a circle discussion.
Roll it back. We got. I'm now. I'm excited.
Okay,
we got to
we
tell the whole
watched-
story.
okay, so
I was
at the
interning
event-
I was interning. Shout out to Shanice. She could confirm this story. This for real happened.
I remember y'all talking about this.
I was interning at a Black feminist organization, and one of the people who worked there was a lovely woman who I respect so much and think she's so smart and cool. And she was very sex positive and wanted to screen a porn for sort of
Hell yeah.
in a feminist way.
Yes.
But is
And it
this
was a
actually
queer
in a
porn.
feminist way? The way it turned out?
Yeah.
Is that the point of the story?
No,
or-
no, they use a
Yeah,
bigger
I would
subject
say
again.
it was for
porn,
women.
So we show up to watch the porn. Our friend Chinese is an icon and a legend, and but not queer, and really was unsure about watching the porn with everyone in public.
I love this
which
about
is like,
Chinese.
she's legendary. We start watching the porn.
You're
We-
leaving out one part.
Oh, we realize that one of the people who's in the porn is in the room with us.
Yes.
Watching as well.
Yeah.
No judgment.
What is that?
Couldn't be me watching myself, but God
That
bless.
Some
person
people
is
are
immediately
free.
so interesting to me.
Yeah,
some
like,
people are
and
so
I
free.
agree.
So interesting.
And they were interesting to people in the room for sure. And we did like a talk back afterwards. Wouldn't recommend that. That is just it was a peculiar choice.
Wait, say the
Was so
go to the
going
punch. Go to the
Okay,
punch.
Yeah, go to the punch. So we're talking about it after, and
You
we're-
remember.
and we're in a circle, and there was one woman who raised her hand. She was eager to contribute to the conversation, and she
God bless her.
and she, I think, like looked at the person who was in the porn like directly in the face and said something along the lines of,
Oh my god.
I'm slipping off my chair.
She shot her shot.
Oh, sliding.
She
gotta
flew
say-
across
my
the
chair.
court.
I gotta
Flew
say,
across the court with the ball in her hand.
Imagine,
like
to
Space
be
Jam
honest-
and fucking
to be
slammed it in
honest,
there.
people who are that free, I am not ready for you.
There was a time I've never
Like-
felt more like a heterosexual prude than
Yeah,
I did
absolutely.
in that
You-
moment.
I think
And
you
I would
and I
be
are
so
sex
relieved for
negative.
someone to say that. That would be like, thank God
Somebody
somebody
said
made
it.
it silly. Like that's
yeah,
silly.
someone,
It's
yeah,
silly.
yeah,
I don't-
yeah,
but
yeah.
is it? But the thing is,
It is.
she being silly?
Well, you can be silly and be dead serious at the same time. And I think she was being silly, and I think she was dead
Dead serious.
seriously slipping off her chair.
You
I,
can be
you know what, I
serious
could see myself saying something like that, but I don't think I would ever say it
while
in a
making
way.
direct eye contact.
Oh,
with
no, no, way that was
potential
real.
Yeah.
Like,
paramour.
I would
yeah.
say that situation sounds like it was so unique that
deeply.
anything goes. Like the fact that it happened, the setting existed in the first place. What's gonna happen in the setting? Fucking crazy shit like that.
Crazy
like
stuff.
100%.
Crazy, silly, goofy
just like
stuff.
strap in.
It
Yeah.
was also the porn itself was very, 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 very not vanilla. There was intense stuff. People cried during
Yeah,
it,
I thought it was beautiful.
which was sort of
That's gay.
I didn't
Was
know
it
how to
gay?
feel.
Was it gay?
It was gay.
yeah, maybe that's why they were crying.
Gay. No, she was crying for another reason.
Oh no.
But regardless,
working through some stuff.
I
Working
needed
through
to
some
bring this up
bits.
because I did say just a little bit before
it was
this.
the hottest
I
thing.
accidentally did say I'm
Slipping
I'm
off my chair.
slipping.
Wait.
I said I'm slipping, thinking about
Making eye
like
contact.
I feel like you're just talking about like presence.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
I'm slipping.
Oh my
I'm
God.
slipping.
It's-
Now Joe's slipping.
I'm
I said
slipping.
this earlier today. It is terrifying to live in the present.
Oh,
I've been living in the present.
I love you.
So
That was Joe living in the present. I love you.
This is
what happens when when you give us a setting.
Marry me.
Yeah. What's gonna happen in the
I'm in
setting?
the present.
You made this setting. What's
Yeah,
gonna
well.
happen in the setting? It's called Gayotic. Come on.
Yeah.
Joe's crying.
I'm in the present.
Not unlike the porn.
Terrified.
It all circles
Terrified.
back.
Well, we can review a review, but this was tantalizing.
I know.
It was absolutely
Really
fantastic.
Touching on one of the hottest things I've ever heard in my life.
I can't remember what podcast I was listening to where there was like a woman who was like a mindfulness person and like out of nowhere just started talking about, she was like, you have like never even had sex.
Yeah,
unless
absolutely. But that's-
unless you're being touched and you don't know what's coming next. Is it gonna be a brush?
But that
on the
is
elbow?
true. That is true. I mean, it's true, but that's what love is. Love is attention, which is mindful awareness. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why love can be
feel like
surprising every day.
I would
baby.
also I've
know?
been thinking about like presence as something that is like versus planning and like how presence, if now it's not the future. I think I've lived in the future for most of my life, or like I'm just dreaming and scheming a lot.
Yeah.
Which
And
do you think is
I've-
part of the reason why you're so successful?
It's how I like build shit, and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
all
Have to.
creativity
You have to.
is presence, but it's also dreaming and scheming.
Yeah.
It's
And
schemalicious.
It's
That's why I feel like
schemalicious,
but it's
so
like in the
complicated
moment,
about
you're
that.
like, you have to be a part of the moment
the
to be
making,
the making
writing,
of
I'm
is
so
that.
present, and then once
Yeah.
that happens, I'm like, okay, what do I do with this?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
what I
Yeah,
do with
I'm
this
also a
is-
little bit like, oh, thank God that's done.
really,
Well, yeah, dude.
Yes.
well, because you want to throw up. Yeah,
yeah,
literally,
Yeah,
like
'cause I wanna
writing is
barf.
throwing up.
It's
Yeah.
just kind of, it's so funny how, like, isn't that the meaning of life is to be here, but we all want to avoid it so goddamn deeply.
because of one thing
You know?
that happened in your childhood.
Yeah.
It
I know.
ruins the rest of your
It's
entire
just
life.
funny. It's just
Yeah.
funny. Well, we're going to rate a review.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to review a review, which means that we're going to hear a review from one of you fuckers.
Well, one of you fuckers, that's another
A
name.
review.
To call
So,
someone
a
we're
review
gonna,
of the
we're
podcast.
gonna review their review.
Of the podcast, and it's a listener's review,
Oh,
and we get
okay.
to rate it and subject people to what we get subjected to.
Great.
Okay, so Rose3017 wrote, my favorite podcast right now as 3W.
That was clear.
Thank you. As a baby lesbian, this podcast helps me feel seen in so many ways. I love y'all as a band, and it's even better that y'all made a podcast.
Wow. Well, shout out to all the baby lesies out there. I can't imagine how this podcast is identity affirming. I think it's probably neurodivergence affirming. So maybe get that checked out too.
I think that is being gay a
well,
little bit.
for
Isn't that
some,
like a
for,
thing?
men,
lot
for
of
many,
overlap, for
There's a
sure.
lot of
for
overlap.
many, yeah.
What's the username again?
Rose 3017.
Yeah.
How do you not rate it 10 out of 10? That's nice, right?
Yeah.
What's to be said?
I mean, we don't know
get it.
yet.
How do you review?
That's a 10 out of 10. We loved it.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
really
is it out
nice.
of 10? I guess we
Sure.
can rate it out of
Yeah, I
whatever
think
we
it's
want.
just
Oh.
receiving it.
Do you ever pick
Yeah,
a
or-
review, or do you ever get a review that's like this
Negative?
is dumb?
We haven't.
hoping to.
We've only
Okay.
started doing this last week, but I'm hoping to get creative people giving me some creative
Rose,
saucy.
we loved that though. That was
Yeah,
really
Rose-
good. You were brave to
Yeah.
write that as a baby les.
Yeah,
Yeah,
To
it's
leave
hard
a
to be
public
new.
review.
It's hard
Yeah.
to be
I feel
new.
like we
Pretty
need to make it
cool.
clear we're not going to be reading bad reviews.
Yeah, we're
Don't
never
even
gonna-
Don't
don't-
bother.
Don't
No.
be.
Moving on
Don't
if you're
bother.
writing.
Don't bother being
Okay.
mean to me.
5 stars.
Well, 5 star. I want 5 stars, but I would read them if it's 5 stars, and then you
I kind of
give
want
me negative
critique.
I
comments.
kind of want to
in
read
the-
one that's
But
5
also
stars
fine.
and long.
Yeah, like
You
a
like
long
more
review.
information.
or 5 stars, and then just tell me a story.
Great.
Yeah,
Just give me something else
Yeah,
about you know
yeah.
what's going on in
Put
your
me
life.
put me in the place
like
you
Rose.
were
I
where you
loved the
listened
review,
to
but it's
this.
like I want to know even more about.
yeah. What
I
does
wanna know
baby
more about
lesbian
you.
mean? Does that mean that you're really young, or you're really young?
think it's-
You're youngly a lesbian.
I think it's
or, like,
youngly a lesbian.
and a lesbian.
Yeah,
It could be
And
both.
Have you kissed anybody yet?
Yeah.
That's what I want to
Well,
know.
that's the hottest.
Are we all-
thing
are we
that was-
theoretically
hottest
right
thing
Everybody's
now?
yearning on
in
the,
the world.
train.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rose.
Thanks, Rose.
Thanks, Rose. 3.
Thank you,
17.
Lucy, for your
Hey,
for
A
your
delight, an
attention.
honor. Thank
Wow.
you all.
Honestly,
Really fun.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how wonderful it was. As I said, I
I
love,
love you.
So-
I love you too.
Oh my gosh. As I said, I'm fully present and fully in love. So
We love you. Hope you stay in LA for a long time. All right, I love you all, and I love you, Katie.
wow. I love you all. I love you, Josette.
I love you all, and I love you, Lucy.
Oh.
I love you all. This is a fabulous time. And I love you, Naomi.
I love that Naomi had their eyes closed.
How else can
Intimate.
But I can only be present if I'm alone. So.
But no, I found it to be very endearing. So, and I love you all, our beautiful fans. Rate, review, subscribe, do all the things that make us successful, because we need them.
That was a Headgum podcast.